Hello, my name is Ms. Erminger, and I am a STPPS 6th grade math teacher. I'm so glad you could join me. In this lesson, we are going to learn about representing 3D figures using nets to find surface area. Some of the items you will need to do this lesson are a ruler or tape measure, a box, cereal or snack box. This needs to be a box that you can cut apart, scissors, pencils, paper, markers. When finding surface area, you can use a formula. Area equals 2 times width times height plus length times width plus length times height. Or you can use a net and find the area of each side, top, bottom, front, or the back. Once you have selected your box, we will measure. You're going to choose a box that may be cut apart. Make sure you have permission from your parents to cut that box that you have chosen. You're going to measure the length and the width of each side of your box. How many faces does your box have? It should have 6, a top, a bottom, a left, a right, a front, and a back. Record your measurements on your paper, the length and the width of each one of those sides, the top, the bottom, the left, the right, the front, and the back. I've created a list of steps that you will use to find the surface area using the net, as well as slides for each step with a picture so you know if you're doing it correctly. For step 1 of the activity, you are going to take your box and you are going to open the top and the bottom without tearing it. Notice the top and the bottom of the box that you see on the side of Cocoa Krispies is open, top and bottom. For step 2, the box should be open at the top and bottom so you can see through it. So if you see in my picture, you can see I can see directly through my Cocoa Krispies box. Okay, step 3, now you're going to cut along the corner to open and flatten out the box. So in my picture, you can see I cut the side of my box on the line and opened it up all the way. In step 4, you can see now you have created a net. My box is completely open and flat. Step 5, using the net that you have now created, you're going to take a marker and draw lines on each of the folds to create your rectangles that represent each side of the box. In step 6, you're going to use the lines that you have drawn and you are going to label each matching piece of your net. So you can see that part A and part A are the same. That's the front and the back of my box. Part B and part B each make up the 2 sides. Okay, part C you can see would be a top and a bottom, and part D is the closing of each one of those little sides. Step 7, now we're ready to measure. When we measure, you need to pretend that each one of those side flaps, C and D, are perfect rectangles, because in manufacturing, it doesn't make it perfect. So we need to pretend for this project that it's going to be perfect. You're going to measure using either a tape measure or a ruler and label your net. Now that all of your lengths and widths are measured and labeled, you can find the area of each one of your labeled rectangles on your net. So you can see in section A, 7 inches by 11 inches is 77 inches squared. Or part C, you can see that 7 inches by 1.5 inches is equal to 10.5 inches squared. Make sure you label each one of your rectangles so that at the end you can add them all up. Once you add them all up, you will find your surface area for your net. In the last step, you used the net to find the surface area. Now we're going to try using the formula. So using your measurements from slide 4, you're going to write the length and the width of the top, bottom, left and right, front and back. And then you're going to use your formula. Area is equal to 2 times width times height plus length times width plus length times height. Once you do this, I want you to write down the surface area. Finally, I want you to compare your surface area from slide 13 and 14. How do the areas from the formula and the net compare? Which way do you prefer, the formula or the net? Can you do a 3D net drawing for all 3D figures? Is this the best way to do it? Why or why not? A hint is that the two areas should be exactly the same when you compare the surface area from the net and the formula, because both of these are correct ways of finding surface area of a three-dimensional figure. Thank you for watching as we learned about finding surface area using nets. You did a great job. Remember to keep watching other videos like this one so we can all keep learning together. You can watch lessons daily on STPPS TV or on our website at stpsb.org. See you again soon.